Hey guys, Ultramaximus here, and I'm back with another Transformers review. Going back to the Generations line, and this time we're going to take a look at Sergeant Kup. And I like this figure. It's kind of interesting that they go with Sergeant Kup rather than just Kup. I don't know if, surely they couldn't have lost the copyright to just Kup, K-U-P, right? But they go with Sergeant Kup, which kind of goes with the IDW comics. He's very militaristic. He chews on the Cygar, was it Cygar? And yeah, kind of interesting. But looking at and I think that's where they're going with this character. But looking at him, I really do. Here's the package. Here's Sergeant Kup in his truck mode, and he's got this massive gun, which is kind of interesting. Up here we've got some nice artwork. Very comic book style artwork. He is a level 3 of 5 deluxe figure. We've got our Autobot logo on this side. Got the nice little kind of circuitry stuff going on in the bubble. And then on this side we've got our Autobot logo in the bubble, looking all nice and cool with more circuitry. Circuitry on the top, very neat. On the bottom we've got also available Scourge, which we've already taken a look at. So the back of the package, here he is. This is what he looks like in robot mode and his truck mode. Here is his bio, right there. If you want to read that, you can hit pause. Now, it's kind of interesting just to talk about the bio. This is the first time I think we really get a good background of Kup, aside from his G1 box and his background there. And this really kind of goes in the fact that he's a very old Autobot. He's always been in the military, and that kind of goes with his gruffness from the G1 series, which I really kind of like. And you know, he is militaristic, and you know, I always saw him and Ironhide, actually. I see them as the two old soldiers of the Autobots, and you know, it's kind of funny because Kup could have gone Decepticon. You know, he's almost to that point. He's just surly. He is good. He's got a lot of morals. He's, you know, very righteous. But you know, he didn't become evil. But he's still very militaristic, which is kind of cool. But here we have a close-up of his robot mode on the back of the package, and it's his gun. It calls it an exhaust pipe, becomes a laser musket, which is kind of interesting. I'm guessing that plugs into the truck. We'll see when we get into the vehicle down there. And here's his truck there. I like the truck. It's very much a retro style of truck that you would see today. This is definitely something I could see being sold today. It's kind of got a retro feel. It almost looks like a 1940s truck in a modern make, which I would always like to see Kup like in a 1940s or 50s Chevy pickup truck. I think that would just fit him very well, and this does a pretty good job with that, but still kind of keeps it a little modern. And then right here we have his stats. Kind of hard to see. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Well, the sunlight's kind of blinking it out. His strength is a 7, intelligence 7, speed is a 5, his endurance is a 10, rank of 8, courage of 9, fire blast of 5, and skill of 4. So he's got kind of a hodgepodge of different attributes there. So yeah, there he is, Kup. Let's get him out of the package, take a look at him. He's definitely one I've been waiting for, and one that I think is going to be a very nice figure. So let's take a look at him. Okay, so here is Kup in his truck mode. Very nice. It's a very nice sculpt. I really dig this. It's reminiscent of, like I said, an old school 1940s, 1950s pickup truck combined with a modern day pickup truck, which a lot of car companies have been doing that kind of stuff lately. So it works really well for this figure. Of course, Kup was a kind of futuristic pickup truck, a Cybertronian pickup truck in the Transformers the movie. And yeah, it looks really well. It's a very nice color. It's kind of an old retro greenish turquoisey bluey color. And it's probably not going to pick up in this camera, but there's a nice little metallic silver sparkle in this green, which is very cool. Reminds me of a motorcycle paint application, actually, which is nice. We've got the nice clear windows. I don't care much for that weird silver thing in the middle there. That's kind of strange. We got the nice silver grill going on with the Autobot logo. We've got the fog lights are painted yellow, or turn signals are yellow down there, which is really nice. We've got the headlights. Not only do the headlights have a nice silver paint app, but there's clear plastic over it, and that's really awesome. I love how the bumper is that kind of dark, rubbery gray color, which is very, very cool. We have a license plate up front. It's kind of a shame that there's nothing painted on it. That would have been something nice, and I'm not sure why they didn't continue the gray underneath here. I would have done that, but I don't know. Kind of strange. We also have these nice little vents on the side of the hood, which is very, very cool. We've got some vents here on the door. It's got the little, kind of hard to see, the door handle molded in there. We've got the bottom of the truck there, some nice detail there. On this side, we've got the gas cap, which is very, very cool. I really dig that. I like the wheels. The wheels on the truck are nice, but I wish they would have maybe painted them silver or something, rather than just leave them black plastic. Other things I like, we've got the rear bumper, which is very cool. Kind of matches, it's just the corners up here, so maybe that was what they were going for. I also like they've got the bedding liner of the pickup truck actually in there, which is very nice. That's very, very cool. I would have liked to have seen a sunroof. I don't know why. I think this truck would look good with a little sunroof on it. And it's got a rear tail light in the back. It's kind of hard to see, but right here there is a rear tail light, but they didn't paint it red, and that's kind of upsetting. But I do like, this is something unusual. Look at the tail lights. They actually put molded plastic taillights, clear plastic taillights on there with like grooves and stuff in there. That actually looks very, very nice. I'm very surprised they had done that. I wonder if I could, it'd be really cool if you could pop it off, pop those plastic pieces off and paint red plastic on, paint the plastic red under them and then reinstall the clear lights. That'd be kind of neat, for sure. But yeah, that definitely looks pretty nice. Now, we have his tailpipes, and this is kind of a fail to me. The one tailpipe right here is his gun, which underneath we sit, and I like the weapon storage. That's a great idea to turn the gun into a tailpipe. I think that's very cool. But the problem is the other tailpipe is green. Why didn't they just paint that gray to match this tailpipe? I mean, it looks awkward. One gray, one green. That's kind of a fail. But other than that, all in all, I really like this vehicle mode. I think this really works well for Kup, and I think it goes very good for him. That just a few touch-ups on this, and this would be a perfect figure, definitely. So let's check the robot mode and see what we think of that. Alright, so here we have good old Kup in robot mode. And it's not a bad robot mode. There are things I'm not real happy with, per se. But all in all, it's pretty decent. I mean, he looks like Kup. He really looks like Kup from the IDW comic books, though. Very heavily modeled after that. You know, looking at him, his head sculpt's pretty decent. He looks very old and inset, and his face is just kind of and he just very I can see why they did the head replacement with the Saigar bit in there. That actually might look a little bit better than this one. It just, I don't know, he just looks a little angry, a little gruff, but I guess that's Kup, right? I love the fact he's got right here on his chest this tiny little translucent windshield, very reminiscent of G1. I think that is very cool. I like his little silver plate there with the Autobot logo. Very nice. And then he's got his body right here, very cool. It's got the little grill from the car, and very G1 looking chest piece right here, which is very nice, very cool. I like all the little yellow pieces on him, the little yellow highlights. Again, harkens back to the G1 figure. Very cool. Knees are pretty decent. There are a couple things I'm kind of about. The bottoms of his legs are empty. And he has the biggest feet ever. I mean, he has some clown feet for a robot. This guy will never, ever, ever, ever fall. He is probably the most stable figure I have ever seen. Look at that. I mean, that's just nuts. Which, and you know, for base-wise, it's pretty good. I like it. It's just, when I first pulled them out, I was like, whoa, because they are the length of the truck bed and the tailgate. I mean, that's what his feet are, and it makes him very, very stable, which is very cool. His head's very articulated. It spins around on a ball joint, pretty good. I like that. He's got really good light piping, as you can see. But the problem is, and it's not going to show up, there's the blue. You can kind of see it. The blue, it's a clear pipe lighting, and then they paint blue on the front on his eyes. And it looks okay when there's no light in it, but if you look, when you're looking at the figure with light through it, I mean, you can just see it's just paint slapped on there. And it's not slapped on very well either. So that's kind of disheartening. So he won't be getting a lot of lighting from me. Oh, other things. The arms are kind of a weak point on this figure. They're very awkward, very cumbersome. And it's these doors, these truck doors. They're just annoying to pose. They're just in the way, quite frankly. They clash up with this wheel. And the wheel's okay. The wheel moves around. But these doors are really horrible. I don't like the way they look on the figure, and they take away from the really nice job they did with the arm there and the paint job and the highlight. And it looks very G1, the arm does, until you get to this big clunky door here, and that's just kind of disheartening. Yeah, and then you've got his laser musket. It looks like a sniper rifle to me. It doesn't really look much like a musket. And what I would have really liked to have been able to do is have him use both hands somehow. Because, I mean, a musket you're going to hold like this. And there's just no way he could do that. So that's kind of disappointing. Now, the other thing I noticed, the musket has a little clip here that can actually... in the truck mode, when it's in its truck mode, if I can clip this thing on here, it'll actually clip, so when he's driving, it clips on there. Or I guess you can click it back there for storage as well in robot mode. So, yeah, so there's that, I guess. So, yeah, that's Kup. I mean, all in all, it's a good figure. I like this figure. If you're a G1 fan, he's definitely one to get. He's much better, I think, than the original G1 figure. Just a couple minor things. The doors on the arms are probably my biggest gripe. And the lack of anything down there is kind of goofy. But the things that it does lack, it really makes up for in a lot of nods to G1. I love the paint scheme. It is a very stable figure. The head sculpt is nice. I may get that add-on kit to put the other Kup head on there to see what it looks like. Maybe compare them. And this is kind of funny. This is another one of those things that's on the instruction sheet. It's not Kup on the instruction when you're transforming him. And I'll put a picture at the end of the video to show you what I'm talking about. So we may have another remold. He almost looks like he's got a Mirage head or something. Maybe a Decepticon remold coming at some point. Who knows? But yeah, it's a pretty darn decent mold. Pretty good figure. It's definitely very Kup-like. I do like it for the most part. Is he worth picking up? Like I said, yeah, I would if you're a G1 fan, definitely. So you can, especially if you're the Transformers the movie completist to get all those new characters, this the 2010 Transformers, definitely want to pick him up. So there he is. Good old Kup. Can't go wrong with him.